Hey everyone, and welcome to Real Life Real Crime Daily for Monday, May 29th, and I'm Jim Chapman.
I'm Woody Overton.
And I'm Mike Agovino. Happy Memorial Day.
Yep. And these just a couple of days a year that I don't mess with anything. One being like Good Friday and Easter Sunday, Christmas Day, Memorial Day is the other one. But we're recording this early. But Memorial Day, y'all, it's not about barbecuing and all that. It's about all the people that died so we could sit here and do what we do in the studio.
Amen.
And to take care of business every day, and all give some and some give all. So shout out to all the men and women who've given their lives for this country so that we can do what we do.
That's right. That's right.
So anyway, happy Memorial Day.
Happy Memorial Day. And we happen to have a gift that was given to me to give to Mike from one of our avid listeners. So first we're going to shout out Miss Lori Johnson for giving me this gift to pass along to Mike.
Lori.
So
Lori Johnson.
listeners,
and
we're
her family,
passing
her husband and daughter.
Yes, all of them are great. So Mike, we have a little gift for you,
Mike.
y'all. It's in a red bag. It has some little stuffing in there, and
Very, very nicely wrapped.
And
I know this.
I think that's just the top stuffing. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, pull that out. And what do we have, Mike? What do we have from Miss Lori?
Actually, my favorite.
What do we have?
Well,
What
they're
could it
not
be?
called Reese's Pieces. They're called Reese's Pieces.
Reese's Pieces for Mike from Miss Lori.
And Miss Lori, you would not believe how many Reese's Pieces. My wife is such a nut for Reese's that there are varieties of Reese's that she refuses because the mix of peanut butter and chocolate isn't in the proportion she wants. So if it's a particular season like Easter and they're going to have the chocolate eggs out,
The best. I love it.
she will send me out to CVS and Walgreens and Winn-Dixie, and we will buy out the chocolate eggs wherever we can find them because the mix is much better than the traditional Reese's mix. And so she'll do the big cups now. She'll do those things. She rejects the small ones and the thin ones that they have, and she's not as much of a pieces.
But you're right, the eggs are definitely better.
They just taste better. They really do. No, she's right about that.
My
But she is a Reese's connoisseur.
Thank you, Lori Johnson.
Thank you, Lori
Best
Johnson.
Banker chick
The best
ever.
banker chick.
See her
Go
at
Hancock Whitney.
And I'm glad, Lori, that you're one person who does know how to pronounce Reese's.
Oh my God! All right, thank you. Love y'all. Peace.
All right, we're going to get into today's crime news, and y'all are not going to believe. While Mike has a Reese's, y'all are not going to believe this story coming out of. Oh my God! Good Lord, have mercy. Y'all are not going to believe this story coming out of Indiana. So, a shooting in Indiana that injured 2 people has occurred after a 3-year-old accessed a gun, which led to the arrest of a man wanted for murder in Illinois. So let's get into this. Trayshawn Smith was arrested on Thursday after he visited a hospital with a non-life-threatening gunshot wound. Investigators determined that the shooting that sent Smith and another victim to the hospital occurred when a 3-year-old was able to access a gun and fire a single round. It was determined that the 3-year-old at the location got the gun, fired that one round, and actually struck 2 people. The police department said officers initially found both shooting victims at the hospital where they were being treated for non-life-threatening injuries, and the shooting itself occurred at an apartment complex in Lafayette, Indiana.
A home of my polygraph maker.
Oh, yeah. At first I thought you were going to say Larry Bird. I was going to say, no, that's French Lick.
We did a story on Lafayette, Indiana last week too.
We did.
Anyway, they're home of the best polygraph maker in the world. I'm sorry, guy.
There you go. So Hartman who is the chief of police, said the other victim was the child's mother, and Smith was a friend of the mother. So he got arrested because he had an active warrant for a murder from neighboring Cook County, Illinois. Oh. Police said the police department is coordinating with the police in Illinois, the Indiana police, regarding that arrest. But it amazed me that the 3-year-old shooting this guy actually got him picked up for the warrant for murder.
Right. How big is the reward the 3-year-old is getting?
That's a great question, Mike. Yeah. I don't think there's a reward, but
he'll catch a charge for leaving a firearm unprotected.
Yeah, right. Yeah, and 1 bullet, 2 victims, so it must have fragmented or something.
Right. I don't know. Maybe it could have been a 3 and 3.
Yeah.
Do you think they developed the polygraph there because there are more bullshit artists in that town than
it's Lafayette Instruments, and I used to be a rep for them years ago, but they definitely are far ahead of Axton and the other leader, the other.
What about the machine I sent you the picture of the other day?
That was great. I think that was the vintage Stolting,
from like 1963 or something.
Yeah, but we call those the old ink slingers because they actually used ink. All ours are computerized now. Lafayette, Indiana, right?
That's it.
How about that?
Who's your country?
Right. There you go. So I'm going to take you to Battle Creek, where a man was arrested after holding 2 women hostage with, not the anaconda.
Python?
Not the python. Dynamite.
Whoa.
Right? Several law enforcement agencies responded to an incident in northeast Nebraska last week following a report that 2 people were being held hostage in a car by someone claiming to have dynamite. Did you ever see the video of the pizza guy that had the bomb on him, the dynamite on him, and it was like during a robbery thing, but he was like a victim.
It sounds
familiar. The guy that was doing the robbery put it on him. Yeah, blew his ass up.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, anyway, so there's a video of it. But anyway, so dispatchers received a call claiming that 2 people were being held hostage in a car by a man. The caller said the man was threatening to detonate a partial stick of dynamite inside the car. The caller said they were communicating electronically with a woman who was in the vehicle. Sheriff's intercepted the vehicle and initiated a traffic stop. A man was removed from the vehicle and taken into custody. 2 women, the driver and the passenger, were also removed from the vehicle and detained while initial interviews were conducted. A cursory search of the vehicle yielded an explosive device. The vehicle was held to a technician from the Nebraska State Patrol bomb unit, job I didn't want to have, could observe and dispose of the item. As a result of the investigation, 37-year-old Kelly Red Tomahawk was arrested for terroristic threats and false imprisonment. Both charges of felonies, and Red Tomahawk is now locked his ass up in jail, in the county jail. But a partial stick of dynamite. You remember M80s when we were kids? Mm-hmm. That was a partial stick of dynamite. Mm-hmm. That's how much explosive force that those had.
Yeah,
we drop down the toilet, blow up the whole toilet.
What were those, like a quarter of a stick or something? Quarter of a stick.
Yeah. So maybe, naturally they're illegal now. I'm sure many people lost their limbs to them. I just saw a few toilets go boom.
Yeah, it reminds me of a movie I saw one time. I call it a classic, but it's called Joe Dirt.
Yeah,
and he goes to the fireworks stand. He's like, all the guy had was sparklers and snakes.
Yeah, Mike doesn't know about it if it doesn't involve housewives and shit like that.
That's right.
By the way, big things happening.
Oh,
you missed them, but you
don't care.
You can watch it on the Cock. You can watch either
anything on the Cock,
the wedding of the century from Housewives in New Jersey, or you can watch the reunion.
I wouldn't care if they were all naked at the wedding of the century. I'm not watching it.
From Vanderpump Rules last night. So.
Vanderpump Rules is the Vanderpump part of the sexual connotation.
No, it's a woman's name, Lisa Vanderpump.
Yeah,
who's a restaurateur in Los Angeles. But guys, this is how you get you do little things for your wife, like watch a little Bravo with her, and
I'm pretty sure I don't need that help there.
Damn it! How did you you've bypassed Bravo, Valentine's Day, your anniversary, and you are still cashing in 5 times as often as I am?
I cash in every day. Yeah. Cashed in yesterday.
Damn it.
Well, cash in today when I get a chance. Put
Honey,
the Vaseline on the door now to keep the
I need to hear
kids
that.
out.
It is. It's time to step up, babe. Come on. 2 guys escaped from a prison in Ohio, and
We should have an escape prison
Mike
section.
loves to do escaped prisoner stories. This one is interesting because it looks. If you look at the picture of the guys, it looks like Moe and Curly from the Three Stooges escaped.
It looks
together.
like Butterbean, them MMA fighter.
It does look like Butterbean.
Butterbean was a badass.
It does look like Butter. Well, Butterbean is James Lee, age 47, believe it or not. That guy's only 47. And the other guy's Bradley Gillespie, age 50. Okay. The bad news is that
You don't related to Gillespie.
cops caught up with them, and following a car chase that then became a foot chase. Which one of our 2 escaped inmates do you think the cops were able to
I could have
apprehend?
caught that dude Butterbean.
Yeah, so Butterbean was captured. So James Lee is back in custody. Unfortunately, his history is the tamer of the 2 histories. Gillespie's a murderer.
Yeah.
And he is on the loose, and now he's been on the loose for 4 or 5 days.
Butterbean a child molester?
Butterbean was, I think, believe it or not, a thief, and he did some other stuff. But
Comparable, my brother.
and if Butterbean had stayed with him, we'd have been able to track him down to an IHOP in the area.
Yeah, right,
and
for sure. No, Butterbean doesn't go to IHOP. He goes to Waffle House.
Yes.
There goes the sponsorship of Waffle House.
Butterbean might have been
Shoney's.
But in all seriousness, this guy Gillespie is a dangerous guy.
Gillespie, turn yourself in, you
He's
fuckstick.
considered armed and dangerous residents in the area, and this is in Ohio, as I said, the Williams County Sheriff's Office. These guys escaped from the Allen Correctional Institution, and so Gillespie is in that area. He's believed to be armed and dangerous. When I was trying to be funny, I wrote down here they're currently staking out all known IHOP locations in the area, but they are not.
Do you know that Jim is considered armed and dangerous?
Jim is armed and dangerous.
Because of the anaconda.
Police in Henderson, Kentucky say a stolen vehicle both were thought to be in was spotted, and officers tried to pull it over, and that's when the chase ensued, and they crashed the vehicle, and both fled on foot, and somehow, with both fleeing on foot, Gillespie was able to get away. As I said, he's serving a murder sentence, and Lee was in, believe it or not, Butterbean was in for safe cracking.
Really?
Does he look like a safe cracker to you?
Huh. I didn't think that was a thing anymore.
So, but in all seriousness,
Sitting there with a heartbeat deal.
Gillespie looks like a dangerous
let me give
dude.
you an example of why Gillespie got away. Because when you're chasing 2, you only have to be
cops go for
you
the
only have
slower
to be
one.
faster than the 1 because they're going to get to the 1 and they're not going to have to take him and deal with him. They're not going to run past him, keep chasing this guy in case he gets up and Butterbeans all their asses, right? And he gets away.
Well, and he probably would have required multiple officers to take him down, looking at the size of him. Probably.
He definitely would have required something.
Yeah, so hopefully they get this Gillespie guy back where he belongs soon.
All right, so we've got just an unbelievable story we're about to tell you.
Here we go.
And this comes out of Georgia. So almost 4 years after a newborn baby was found abandoned in a plastic bag in a wooden area, deputies in Georgia have finally arrested the woman they say is the child's biological mother. But get ready for this, Woody Overton. Karima Jawani, 40, was charged with criminal contempt to commit murder, aggravated assault, reckless abandonment, cruelty to children in the first degree, and a ton of other charges.
I come say if what happens, what I think happened, you go hit them on every charge in the book.
Absolutely. So the woman was arrested by Deputy Terry Roper, who helped rescue the baby almost 4 years ago. The baby was rescued alive. Wow. Authorities found the baby girl
inside a plastic bag.
Yeah,
they must have been Johnny on the spot.
I'm about to tell you all about it. Right. Authorities found the baby girl in a wooded area.
Gym code for shut up, Woody.
Authorities found the baby girl in a wooded area in Cumming, Georgia, after a 911 call came in around 10 p.m. on June 6 of 2019. Baby India, as she has been named by authorities, was placed in foster care approved by the Georgia Department of Child and Family Services. The sheriff office released videos of deputies finding the newborn in hopes it would lead to credible information on the identity of the baby. In the video, a deputy ripped open a plastic bag to reveal India still covered in fluids and an umbilical cord still attached.
Wow, what a miracle.
India was wrapped in cloth and given first aid by paramedics before being taken to a hospital. Baby India was found in the county just before severe thunderstorms hit the area,
and
which
it was
would
at
have killed.
nighttime. You said it was at 10 o'clock at night.
Yes. And it was right before severe thunderstorms.
That baby's going to do something special.
So back, they interviewed the guy that actually found the baby and tore up in the bag. And he said, back then I called it divine intervention. Right. And I truly believe that. If you look at everything that had happened for this little girl to survive, for alert people to hear the sound in the woods that they thought was a wild animal.
Right.
But
so they heard
the baby crying.
Shit.
2 teenagers couldn't let it go because they thought it may sound like a baby crying. So they went in the woods, and that's when they alerted police.
Shout out to them.
The girls convinced their father to go out in the middle of the night in the woods to see where the sound was coming from, which led Deputy Roper to arriving on the scene and discover and rescue the baby. The investigation spanned from Northeast to Midwest and took thousands of hours. Investigators got their break about 10 months ago when the sheriff identified baby India's father using familial DNA.
There it is.
The sheriff's office arrested Giovanni last week. So there you go. We talk about, that's a great feel-good story, y'all.
Hey,
you tell a lot of shit on here that's
2 boys,
negative.
but it was 2 girls that got their daddy to go out.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah. And
the baby wrapped up in it. There's nothing.
You're talking about probably a 1 in 1 million chance of that ever happening and turning out good.
Divine intervention, whoever you pray
Absolutely.
to.
So amazing. Great story.
India.
Coming out of Georgia.
Absolutely crazy. Hey, y'all, let me tell you about Gobble. All Gobble meal kits are pre-prepped. That means less work for you and less waste in your kitchen. Their meal kits include everything you need so you can save time at the store or just skip that trip entirely. I got the box in and I had 3 different meals. I had a Kung Pao chicken, crispy fish tacos, and a beef bourguignon, however you say it. But let me tell you about the classic beef bourguignon. Look, it came with beef pot roast and a beef broth concentrate, red wine demi-glace, cremini mushrooms, cipollone onions, mashed potatoes, baby carrots, and rosemary thyme butter. It was so easy to make. Literally like 15 minutes it took Cindy. And let me tell you something, all the dishes were fire, but this thing was like a taste explosion in my mouth. It's just unreal. We've got to spend more time together and more time doing the things we love because everything came in this one single box right to my door. So see what a difference Gobble will make for your household. Right now, they're offering my listeners a fantastic limited time deal. You get $120 off across 4 boxes plus free shipping and free cookies. And let me tell you, those cookies, I ate one that was sin baked and it was delicious. Go to gobble.com/reallife. That's GOBBLE.com/real-life for $120 off your first 4 boxes. This offer is not available on the home site, so don't miss out. This is genius. It's taste explosions in your mouth like you never had. Spark something uncommon this holiday with just the right gift from Uncommon Goods. The busy holiday season is here, and Uncommon Goods makes it less stressful with incredible hand-picked gifts for everyone on your list, all in one spot. Gifts to spark joy, wonder, delight, and that's exactly what I wanted feeling. Hey, y'all, I ordered a super cool piece. It's a candle with a sculpture of LSU's Tiger Stadium on top of it. And each officially licensed laser cut wooden replica
features up to 4 layers of detail, creating a bird's eye view of a specific football field, seating section, and more. And every label includes your stadium's name, the team's logo, and school location. And it has a coconut, soy, vegan wax infused with sandalwood smell that creates tailgates and touchdown scent profile, reminiscent of game day. It's invigorating like fresh cut grass and nostalgic like smoke from a pre-game grill, and calming like the crisp autumn air of a new semester on campus. Y'all, I love it. I have it at the base of my TV, and I'm ready to watch the Tigers play on Saturday night, right? Uncommon Goods. Look, when you shop at Uncommon Goods, you're supporting artists and small independent businesses. And many of their handcrafted products are made in small batches. So shop now before they sell out this holiday season. Uncommon Goods looks for products that are high quality, unique, and often handmade or made in the U.S. They have the most meaningful, out of the ordinary gifts anywhere. They even have gifts you can personalize. From holiday hosts and hostess gift to the coolest finds for kids, to hits for everyone from the book lovers to diehard sports fans. Uncommon Goods has something for everyone, not the same old selections you can just find anywhere. And with every purchase you make at Uncommon Goods, they give $1 to a nonprofit partner of your choice. They've donated more than $3 million to date. So to get 15% off your next gift, go to uncommongoods.com/RLRC. That's uncommongoods.com/RLRC for 15% off. Don't miss out on this limited time offer. Uncommon Goods, we're all out of the ordinary.
A man was arrested on Friday for attacking the person, who he says molested him. On Friday, deputies were investigating the stabbing and were told that the victim had gone to the hospital. Medical professionals told deputies the victim had 4 stab wounds to the head. A piece of the knife blade stuck in his skull, and an artery in his head was cut.
Ouch.
A man, 28-year-old Kadarius Cage, was arrested after the stabbing near the crime scene and taken in for questioning. Cage told deputies that the victim molested him earlier in the day, and he waited for hours for the victim to go to sleep. Why don't you just go to sleep? So he could kill him. Cage said he stabbed the victim with a pocket knife until someone pulled him off and the victim left to get help. Cage was booked for attempted second-degree murder. Wow, hopefully they can get this the victim to confess, yeah, he did molest. I know Cage is 28 years old. I guess you could still be molested as an adult.
Absolutely.
More of a sexual battery type charge, but he waited for him to go to sleep, like Lorena Bobbitt.
Yeah.
Told her husband, why don't you just go to sleep?
Yeah, right. And that story's right out of Baton Rouge, ain't it?
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
It didn't say.
Yep.
Wow. Okay, shout out for you, Cage, if you're telling the truth.
There you go.
Mike, now it's your turn.
Now it's my turn? I think we edited this part out where I went out of turn a few minutes ago.
On Memorial Day?
Can I barbecue on Memorial Day?
Do you eat barbecue on Memorial Day?
If I had a Traeger, I would. I have one of those damn green egg things that I can't figure that freaking thing out. I know roaring. I know you are. But
what kind of meat do Italians barbecue?
But we're talking to the Traeger folks next week.
That's right.
So we'll
Traeger. Shout out to them.
What happens?
Badass grills. And you know what else they have? They have so the big thing now is the Blackstone, because you cook. It's kind of like it's a steel grill.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Traeger's got one that's got 6 different heating elements in it, bro. Plus 2 air fryer drawers down the bottom. You could cook like sausages and eggs, and you cook everything at different temperatures on this big. It's a professional
like a damn
cooktop.
Commercial kitchen.
It's a professional cooktop. It is bad to the bone. I'm trying.
Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Wow. Well, I'm going to learn all about them next week.
Yep.
Let's go to the great state of Washington, where a 35-year-old Washington woman is under arrest for sexting and providing alcohol and drugs to a crew of runaway teens that she planned to leave town with.
Wow. You got a picture?
I don't know.
It's the one time you don't have a pic, man. Come on. Sorry, go ahead.
It will become clear to you I don't have a pic in just a little bit. Amanda Doro, who went by the name Taz among the teens, was charged with unlawful harboring of minors after police uncovered a plan for her to flee to Seattle with this group of kids. The Port Angeles High School vice principal contacted police on May 4th after 2 students reportedly came to the office and admitted to the planned runaway. So 2 of the students that were going to, 2 of the kids that were going to participate went and it's a her. It's Amanda Duro is the 35-year-old Washington woman. Okay. So police previously had received 10 different reports regarding Duro's involvement with minors. All kinds of things. Neighbors constantly seeing teenage boys going into and coming out of her house, and
she's running a whorehouse.
All kinds of stuff like that.
Taz.
So,
give me a lunch money.
On May 2nd, officers searched the location of Duro's apartment and found 3 different teenagers running through the parking lot away from Duro's apartment to an area that was known as the Gully. And this is where many of these teens stayed. Duro was spotted sitting next to one of these kids who was identified as a runaway. So it turned out that 4 runaways were part of this group that this woman, allegedly, Amanda Duro, planned to run away to Seattle with. Now, the twist to the story after Amanda Duro is arrested is that she informs the police that she's actually a 15-year-old boy. So the fact that she identifies as a 15-year-old boy rather than the 35-year-old woman that she is justified in her mind.
She looked like a 15-year-old boy?
Yeah, she was somewhere in between, I would say. That didn't fly, even in Washington State, where just about anything flies. That didn't fly. She was charged, and she's charged with 1 count of distributing controlled substances because of primarily marijuana with the kids.
What does she do for a living?
To a minor. Well, she's a 15-year-old boy, so she doesn't have to work. So
she got to pay for the drugs somehow.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what line of work.
She had an apartment.
Yeah, she had an apartment. Yeah, she
stumped you, nothing about. Didn't mean to stump you.
Nothing about her source. She's independently wealthy.
You've been loaning her some money, Mike.
Is what it says. Yes, she's been on the Agovino payroll. Yeah, that.
Wow.
Good thing the cops got involved there, and these. I mean, runaways. A bunch of them were runaways. I mean, I can't imagine that large a group of 15-year-olds in one area, all runaways.
Crazy. I don't think the defense is going to work, by the way.
Yeah.
But
state of Washington might.
I don't think the police are buying it.
That wouldn't work in wherever.
Livingston Parish Sheriff's Office wouldn't take that for
That's right.
All right. So let me ask y'all something. Have you ever had a situation where you ever wondered, if I found a suitcase of money, $1 million in a suitcase, would I call the police or would I keep it? I'm sure there's a lot of listeners out there that have wondered this.
I've often wondered.
Well,
scenarios like this.
We've got a similar scenario to that, Woody Overton, and that is several packages of cocaine have washed up in Alabama on Dauphin Island, to be
Mobile
specific. Yeah, Mobile. Several packages of cocaine washed up, and it totaled $1.2 million. There were 25 total kilos of cocaine.
But no cash.
No cash, but that's as good as cash.
It was on the way to get cash.
Pretty sure somebody could unload that real quick for some cash. So it was a pair of beachgoers searching for seashells on the west end of Dauphin Island who found all this cocaine and reported it to police. They didn't want to be named. I don't blame them there. They suspected the packages were drugs of some sort, and they knew not to touch it. So they had enough sense to know, we don't want to touch this and get it on our hands. The Mobile County Sheriff's Office said they're lucky to have Good Samaritans turn this in. Something like this falling into the wrong hands could have been catastrophic, said the Corporal Lonnie Parsons with the Mobile County Sheriff's Office. And, the first thing I would have done is just to make sure I would have smelled it.
No, you just took some.
Because you can smell cocaine, can't you?
I don't think so.
See what it smells
you
like?
Taste it.
I see what you have to taste
Take
it.
it.
You do? No, that's
and rub it on your lips. That's not police approved, by the way.
I thought it had a smell to it. I would have probably tried to smell it.
They have there's a process to smell, but it's not.
I'm kidding, y'all. Smell. Yeah. So with an ATV, Mobile County Sheriff's Office recovered the drugs, and they had a label called Triton.
Yeah, that's
what
most drug dealers label their shit with either a certain design or whatever, and these were packaged with Triton, Triton.
Okay.
Nothing packages. To do with my former
Nothing to do
firm.
with your former company, but I knew you were going to bring that up.
So a retired detective,
at least when I was there, they may have branched into some new lines of business.
There you go.
The I-Team interviewed a retired detective there, and he said one of the most probable things that have happened is they have convinced themselves that police were watching them, whether they have seen a Coast Guard helicopter or one go over. They panic and they think they're moving in on us, and they just dump the drugs. And that's how they ended up, in the water and washing up on shore. Right. But believe it or not, y'all, this isn't as uncommon as you may think.
It's all the time, especially with marijuana bundles and stuff.
Yeah, well, just last month, Walton County deputies in Florida, Fort Walton,
down the road from Dolphin Island,
not far. They said packages of cocaine washed ashore last month with emblems of Coco Chanel on them.
There you go.
In Pass Christian in 2021, Mississippi.
This side of Dolphin Island.
Yeah, package surface with Pablo.
Explain to me how Pass Christian is Pass Christian when it's spelled Christian.
It's
because it's the way we talk down here. All right. Put that in your Rosetta Stone.
Another package surfaced, and that package actually had Pablo Escobar's mugshot. Yeah. Odom said there's probably no chance of finding the boat or the suspects. It's usually an unintentional situation, said Odom. They don't come up here thinking they are going to throw it overboard and then retrieve it.
Right.
There's a reason for it, and it's always going to be law enforcement. Everybody looks like a cop to them. Mm-hmm. Odom added just because it washed up on Dolphin Island doesn't mean it was the intended destination. It could have floated from hundreds of miles away. Right. And the Triton labeled across the cocaine, he suspected that could be related to Triton, as in Greek god of the sea.
Could be.
And could commonly be a used name.
Could be. But let me tell you a little bit more about this story. Some people did get arrested. Okay?
They did?
That's right. So
for smelling it?
The Mobile County Sheriff's Office, which is where Dolphin Island is located, says 2 Dolphin Island Public Works employees have been arrested for trafficking cocaine after the 25-kilo bundle you're talking about of Triton drug was found on Alice West End. So what happened was these 2 rocket scientists, Robert Butler and Dean Hazard, they working on the island, right? Well, they found the package, the bundle, before anybody else did. And they each took 1 kilo of cocaine. All right. The one of them hid it in his freezer, and one of them buried it in his backyard. And they ended up catching up with them, and they locked their ass.
Now, here's my question, though, Woody Overton. How the hell did you catch them? How did they know?
I don't know. To be honest,
I mean, that would be how the hell, you know what I think? I think they told somebody else who told somebody else.
Maybe they
loose lips sink ships.
Trident underneath their shirt or something. I don't know.
Loose lips sink ships. World War II.
Hey, you're a beach worker in Dolphin Island. You come across a kilo. My question is, why the fuck didn't they take more than 1 kilo each?
Right.
Must have been all they could carry. A kilo's 2.5 pounds, right? So I'm pretty sure I could have carried like 10, 20. Well, I could carry 20. I could carry 4. But I mean, it would have been obvious.
They had to tell somebody who ratted them out.
Yeah.
Well, what sucks is if that had been cash that came as a result of a drug sale, and they had brought the cops in, and no one had claimed that cash after a period of time, they'd get the cash back, right? If you didn't know that the cash had anything to do with drugs, right?
Yeah.
But they don't get the drugs back after a period of time.
I'm pretty sure they're not going to get those back. Do you know that in the late 80s and early 90s, like 9 out of every 10 $100 bills they tested in America had cocaine residue on them?
That makes sense.
That's back in your day, Mike.
That makes sense.
But you were doing yours out of $1,000 bills.
We were smoking it.
Smoking.
We went right to crack.
Rocking it up.
Yeah, we went right to crack.
We don't like the good, expensive cocaine. We just go to crack. All right. Well, that's a good one.
Yeah. So ask yourself, what would you have done?
What would you have done?
Would you have smelled it?
I'll tell you my story real quick. I would like to think about when I was working interdiction on the interstate and shit. If I pull up on a car and they got the money goes towards Mexico and the dope goes the other way. We work both sides. Pull up a car and it's got $50 million in it. Swim, someone that isn't me, might have put a bullet in that motherfucker's head and loaded up his cop car, and they'd have found a cop car at the Mexico border. Yeah, I don't know. How much was it, Mike? $100 million? Give me a quarter's worth.
Yeah, what's the difference between 50 and 48? I mean, if a couple million went,
how much you can carry, I guess. So, but it's now time for.
Must be time to get kinky, Woody Everton.
Crimes.
Kinky crime.
Monday,
yes.
May 29th. Well, this probably happens more than it's been reported, but a woman driving her car in the nude to win concert tickets from a radio station may have amused listeners, but not the police, right? Yeah, in your radio days, Mike, that's what you did, right? The Beaver, it's funny, the Beaver.
Yeah.
The Ohio police chief said there was sort of a caravan following her, and people were leaning out their cars to get a better view. We thought it was a public safety matter.
I bet they were leaning out.
Marcia L. Dumas, 19 years old, was charged yesterday with public indecency. She faces 30 days in jail. David Mace, general manager of WGTZ-FM, said disc jockeys asked who
WGTZ, Dayton, Ohio, baby. I think that's Z93, Dayton,
shit,
Ohio.
Right? It is in Ohio. You're right.
Dude, one time I had all those call letters. East and West, the Mississippi,
New
York.
One time or something.
No.
So
the AM station was WING, Wing and GTZ.
Disc jockeys asked who would be willing to drive to work naked to win front row seats to the Duran Duran concert.
Whoa, wait, hold the phone.
Hungry like the wolf.
Wait, a
Hungry like the wolf.
A 19-year-old wanted to see Simon Le Bon that bad?
Shit. Hungry like the wolf.
I'm on the hunt, I'm after you.
Yes, indeed. Man, I love that.
Yeah, I'll get naked for freaking Duran Duran, baby.
Her name is Rhea.
For real, 19 years old.
She was doing that for her mother.
Maybe so.
There's no way.
Maybe so.
Duran.
But check this out. They were inundated with people who said they would like to do it. And Miss Dumas' name was picked at random, accompanied by a female station employee, and with a teddy bear on her lap covering most of her body. She was driving down a 4-lane highway when she was arrested.
No.
Yeah, I mean, that.
Being a little bit petty.
Wait. She was covered?
Yeah.
She had a teddy bear cover most of it.
And she says, we were not causing any harm to anyone.
No.
But I wouldn't do it again, not after all this trouble.
Yeah, they being a little petty.
And Mike is burning up his phone now trying to Google and so he can be lookism on this chick. But I'm not going to put your phone away, Mike. Your fucking phone away, Mike. Put it away.
What do you think about that, Mike?
Mike's
a radio guy from way back.
It sounds like a perfectly legitimate promotion to me. I don't know why.
Right?
I don't know why anybody got in trouble.
I think the cops just wanted to get a naked girl out of the car.
Hey, we
That's
had
right. That was an acute political emergency.
Right,
What do you
right.
ever do?
Local radio station on Long Island where I grew up, big rock station there, WBAB, had a Destroy the Rock Van event one time. And they did this at Adventureland on Long Island, a big amusement park. And you would contribute a couple of dollars, which all went to a charity, and they'd give you a sledgehammer and you'd get a couple of swats at the car. Well, people were getting too close, and whenever you're hitting into a car,
Shit's gonna fly off.
Stuff's moving around. So somebody hits the car, a big piece of metal comes out and cuts the crap out of somebody who's there. And that was the last time they did the Destroy the Rock Van promotion.
Policy procedure just got changed. No more.
Yeah. No, then a radio station up in Sacramento, I believe, did a Hold Your Pee for a Wii contest a few years.
Hold your pee for a week?
For a Wii. So you want those video game consoles back
For a
when-
Wii.
For a Wii.
Nintendo Wii.
Back when a Wii was.
We played the
Hold your pee for a week. Holy
wait.
Well,
I've
think
been in
she-
training for that.
I think she almost.
I can't do it for a full episode.
It's very bad for you. The woman actually died.
Really?
So you
For holding the pee?
Well, I left out that you're drinking.
Yeah, okay. Well, let me tell you, I'm about to bless you with another story here, and it's totally off script. Jim, you could never win this one.
No.
We're going to play it there. So we play, and I used to play with my now deceased father-in-law, rest in peace, brother. But every time we'd start drinking, we would hold it and see who had to break the seal first.
Oh, God.
And this is on a boat in the lake and wherever. I mean, like, hey, you're a real man. And look, he was older than me, probably 25, 30 years older than me, retired section chief of Border Patrol. And that dude could beat me almost every time.
No kidding.
So, but I'm in training now to ruin my friends this weekend.
Yeah, I would.
Bladder?
I would be the first one out.
Oh,
man.
I'd be.
Yeah,
because once I go,
Beer number one, I'd be like, I'm ready to explode.
yeah,
Y'all
once
sit me
I
turn
go the
red.
first time, it's over. When you break that seal, you're done. It's
That's
every
it.
2 minutes after that.
See, I would see you like running a catheter and having some stupid bottle hidden behind you and be there all day staring them down while you're cheating them.
I would do that. Thank you for the thought.
No, the guys who do long distance cycling.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, fuck it. What do you think they do in NASCAR and all that when they drive?
well,
for
a lot
6
of those
hours?
guys just like in the NFL,
They just pee
linemen
themselves.
just pee. Linemen will go number two because the guy that they're blocking doesn't want to
get number
be
two.
anywhere near them when they stink that bad.
We were on the boat last week. It was so rough.
Never heard that.
Oh, yeah, Conrad Dobler. Conrad Dobler would bite you. He would pee in his pants. He would take a dump in his. He would do anything to block you.
He shit on himself?
I don't even think it's that uncommon. I think there's a lot of guys.
He should be in the Hall of Fame.
Holy cow. All right. Well, Woody Overton, I'd say that chick's pretty kinky. What would you say?
Kinky crimes. Love that segment.
Hey, we should have our own contest out there one day. But that was your kinky crime for today, folks.
And it was kinky.
Indeed.
Yes.
Back to Cali.
Going back to Cali.
Going back to Cali, where the 6th Street Bridge, which was under construction when I arrived in California in 2001, and was still under construction when I left California in 2020.
Wow.
The amazing news is they completed it in July of 2022. They say $588 million later. I think the original budget on that thing might have been the $88 million. Just like SoFi Stadium that was supposed to cost $1 billion and cost $4 billion. They're not very good at the budgeting thing out there. But a 17-year-old boy died last weekend falling from the iconic 6th Street Bridge. And police say that he was attempting to share on social media this climb that has become very popular. So if you saw the bridge, the way that is constructed, there are these like arches that apparently have become popular for social media influencers to climb. And unfortunately, this one individual whose name has been withheld was the latest. I think there have been several who have attempted this and unfortunately fell to his death. Since its opening, the police have been forced to close the bridge several times after it quickly became, first a hotspot for street racing, then graffiti, then illegal takeovers, and drew hundreds of spectators to watch drivers perform all of these dangerous stunts. So it's, it took all those years to build, all that money to build, and it's become a place for street racing and for, and this thing goes right over the LA River, which of course isn't a river.
Right.
It's officially a river, but only so Arnold Schwarzenegger could drive a motorcycle across it in Terminator. But unfortunately, this young man is no longer with us, and there have been several others that this has happened to.
Hey, ladies, are you feeling overwhelmed by hormonal changes? Well, you're definitely not alone. There are more than 1,000 hormone disruptors living in our environment right now. It's in your food, your water, the air you breathe, the clothes you wear, your skincare products. They all mess with your hormones. Then there's the natural hormone changes your body goes through, premenopause, menopause. And while it's a natural process, it doesn't mean you have to suffer through it. The good news is you don't have to suffer through it anymore because now you have Hormone Harmony, a formula made only with herbal ingredients that are shown to reduce hormonal symptoms in women of all ages. Hormone Harmony is not just a hormone support and supplement. It's become a phenomenon. Women can't stop talking about it on social media. A bottle of Hormone Harmony is sold every 24 seconds. And the biggest benefit? Well, my wife says it makes her feel like her own self again. And that's what women mention over and over in the reviews. And there are over 30,000 reviews for Hormone Harmony. And for a limited time, you can get 15% off your entire first order at happymammoth.com. Just use code RLRC at checkout. That's happymammoth.com and use code RLRC for 15% off today. That's happymammoth.com and use code RLRC.
So we're going to bring you to Texas, and a woman's remains have been found 10 days after her disappearance. The good news on all this is a man has been arrested. So the remains of this Texas woman who had been missing for more than a week were found Saturday. And the same day, authorities arrested a man in connection with her killing. Madeline Molina Pantoja, 20, was last seen around 11 p.m. on May 10th at her Midland, Texas apartment complex. She vanished without her vehicle and cell phone. About 10 days later, her body was found in a field. An autopsy is going to be performed in Dallas County in conjunction with the ongoing investigation, but Midland police have arrested Mario Chacon Jr., 24, shortly after the discovery of her remains. Chacon has been charged with murder and is being held on a $3 million bond. Police did not publicly reveal the relationship between the suspect and the victim.
Yeah, but they know something.
But her family members told investigators the pair were dating and have recently separated. Family and friends previously said she was arguing with a man before her disappearance. Mm. Her friend, Karen Ramos, said that she went to the woman's apartment to look for her and had trouble getting inside before finally finding her phone, keys, and dog in the apartment.
Yeah, every time I had worked a case where the female's phone and purse or cigarettes and lighter were left behind, they were dead.
Yeah. Well, her friend finally got into the apartment, saw the keys, the door was locked, and they were the only one that had a key.
Right.
The man she was last seen arguing with has not been publicly identified. However, loved ones claim that the man is Chacon, the guy they have arrested. Family and friends became suspicious when Chacon, who reportedly had a key to the woman's apartment, did not appear concerned that she was missing.
Right.
A missing persons investigation was launched. Within that time, multiple law enforcement agencies had searched a remote 60 square mile radius, served a dozen search warrants, and interviewed about 25 people. They announced a reward of $20,000 that could lead to her whereabouts. And
all fluff. They had eyeballs on that dude the whole time.
Yeah. So
in case he went back to the body.
And this last sentence is probably what kind of put his nail in the coffin. Authorities say they linked Chacon to her disappearance and death using surveillance footage and cell phone pings.
Yep.
So they pinged his cell phone.
Yep.
And ended up finding the body that way.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I hate to think,
but I'm glad that
so many cases work like that.
Her remains,
and when they leave them out in the fields, and you go out there, and they're just being eaten alive by the maggots and all that stuff. And it's just such a shitty way to go, and animals and everything else.
No doubt about it.
But anyway,
big story coming out of that.
I was going to have a Reese's Pieces, and then you just said all that. So there's no chance I can eat that.
There's science behind the maggots, Mike. California High School Teacher of the Year, in fact.
Really?
Oh, that's pretty fucking. Wow. That's a lot of teachers.
There's a lot of teachers in California. There's a lot of people.
This one, she got arrested. A California high school teacher has been arrested for allegedly having sex with an underage male student. Yucaipa high school teacher Tracy Vanderholst, 38, was arrested by authorities on Thursday night around 11 o'clock. San Bernardino County Sheriff's Office said that they investigated the allegations on Thursday and quickly identified her as a suspect. I'm guessing there's going to be video involved here. Vanderholst joined their faculty in 2013. She was recognized as the school's Teacher of the Year in 2017. Vanderholst, who taught math at school, was promptly booked in the Central Detention Center, blah, blah, blah. Authorities believe there may be more victims. Y'all, I'm guessing there's video involved here, and Mike, once again, has failed us on not having a picture of this lady.
Mike did have a picture.
And you didn't share them with the class today, Mike?
Well, Jim doesn't like to print my pictures, so
I have a lot of ink.
I have a picture inside. She's
sorry, it's all good.
She's okay.
So there you go, people. And teachers, hey, my wife's a teacher, but she was never.
I don't think this teacher's guilty. I don't think this teacher's guilty.
The students
were. Think she's guilty?
I don't think she's guilty.
Oh my God!
She won Teacher of the Year.
So
maybe the students voted.
Screw?
She won Teacher of the Year.
Everybody.
There's only one. There's usually multiple. How come there's only one?
Everybody on the face of Earth is here because two people screwed, and people had hey.
That's no longer a true statement, by the way.
Yeah.
That's her. I looked her up.
Let me see.
She ain't bad.
Yeah, that's her. Girl next door.
Good. There, you
girl next door.
Girl next door. Just another reason.
She looks young.
She didn't. I don't buy this story.
She's 38 years old. Wow.
Yeah, she's not old.
Well,
it's Yucaipa.
She liked. They didn't say if it was a male. This male student could have been a female.
No, I think it was a man.
Oh, well. All right. Well. Sorry it happened to him. That's it.
Well, allegedly.
Allegedly.
That's a double allegedly for me.
Yeah, you know what?
Let's go to the next story.
Next.
Story's dead now.
I have a double allegedly. I have an allegedly here that involves like.
Why are your stories so thick, Mike?
An unbelievable. Because I don't put them to the side like you do. After these are all my.
I'm asking for fans
for the next month. Fans want to know? Inquiring minds want to know?
That's right.
Okay, so this is a California corrections officer who has been charged with sexually assaulting 13 female inmates.
Guy or girl?
See, not one like the teacher. This is 13.
Man, I don't really get it. If this kid was like 17 or something, I'd be upset.
The alleged assaults date back as far as 2014, but most of them happened in the last couple of years. The officer's name, Gregory Rodriguez.
Male.
worked at the Central California Women's Facility, which is the largest women's prison in California. He's facing 96 counts of rape, sodomy, sexual battery, and
96 counts.
Rape under color of authority. Rape under
That's
color.
just saying
his power of his position.
Forceful, right? Yeah.
Okay, the charges involve those number of charges, not number of women. So the charges involve 13 separate victims.
Still a lot.
If he is convicted on all charges, he could be sentenced to more than 300 years in prison. This prison is about 2 hours outside of San Francisco. Well,
I'm just teasing.
Tourists taking the 101 right now might be turning off to go see the prison. And you wouldn't be surprised that that authorities said, quote, these allegations in no way are a reflection of the vast majority of corrections officers who act professionally and do their best to make sure prisoners serve their time while remaining safe. Corrections officers working together at a facility, they become close over time. This guy's been there a long time. I mean, if somebody's doing crap like that, get a feel?
No, not necessarily. Denny Perkins here and career law enforcement, and nobody knew he was doing the shit he was doing. If I was going to be doing it, I'm banging 96 or however many people it is, 13 different ones. That's 13 that came forward because they weren't happy with the service or whatever it may be. I'm not telling. Yeah.
Yeah, ultimately it was other inmates that became whistleblowers and were not identified in this. But in 2003, California passed the Prison Rape Elimination Act and created a zero tolerance policy.
We talked about this on Bloody Angola.
This guy's looking at 300.
Bloody Angola. When I worked in corrections, they didn't even have that. And Kelly Jennings with Unspeakable Podcast was on Bloody Angola. She filled in for me this past week. Thank you, Kelly. But the
ratings were up, Kelly.
We were reading, we're reading the rule book, and they actually have the prison rape elimination. I'm like, how in the fuck does that even have to be a rule?
Yeah.
You have a rule about raping?
You should have a zero tolerance anyway.
We are going to eliminate rape.
Yeah.
Rape is bad.
And look, that's horrible. And I hope that guy gets his dick cut off personally. But
yeah. Well,
allegedly.
I mean,
allegedly
the Foxton, you got a bunch of women starving for some action, and he was giving it out evidently indiscriminately. Maybe he didn't give it to someone and they got pissed.
Maybe so.
And now the rest of them are looking at a paycheck. Not saying that they weren't right. I'm sure
an alternative theory from Woody Overton.
All right.
It's more likely than you saying that teacher didn't rape that kid.
Let's go to Mile High Crimes, y'all. We got Mile High Crimes segment.
Y'all got to
coming at you right now.
I'm going to say, exodus to the right.
You may now move about the cabin.
There's actually, come on, Jim. There's no excuse for not having a theme.
Look, we're working on it. Working on it. I promise you, next time we have it,
Woody
and
I are going to sing a commercial. Let's do the United theme, Woody.
What was it? Someone's been in the flying sky. Do you remember when you could smoke on airplanes?
Mile High Crimes coming at you right now.
Airlines don't advertise anymore.
It's hard for me to keep these two focused.
Fly the friendly
skies.
Fly the friendly. All right. Frontier. We're going back to Frontier Airlines.
Unfriendly
got a credit card in here.
A belligerent Frontier passenger was arrested, y'all, after grabbing an intercom and hitting the flight attendant with it.
What?
That's right. An unruly Frontier Airlines passenger.
Was it the passenger that got sent to the fucking to Jamaica?
No.
That was Frontier too, wasn't
yes. An unruly Frontier Airlines passenger assaulted a flight attendant after she was asked to deplane on Sunday on a flight to Tampa, Florida. Frontier Airlines said the plane from Denver, Colorado was delayed for about 4 hours because a woman became belligerent. The flight was scheduled to take off at 12:55 a.m., but actually departed the airport at 5:30 a.m. instead. As she was deplaning, she picked up an intercom phone and hit a flight attendant. Wow. The passenger, whose identity wasn't disclosed, was arrested by Denver law enforcement. A fellow passenger in the second row said the disruptive passenger attempted to switch seats. Despite being asked to return to her assigned seat, she refused to comply. Wow. Pissed her off, so as she was deplaning, she grabbed the intercom and popped the lady with it.
Okay, wait. I know I asked bad questions, but I'm a little confused. Mm-hmm. It was a flight from Denver to Tampa.
It was a flight from Denver, Colorado. They delayed the flight for 4 hours.
Why?
And eventually, because she hit the lady. So,
it said Mike, she did that while deplaning.
No. I thought she switched seats. The lady said, "You can't switch seats. You got to go back." Well, it was this big uproar. They ended up delaying the flight for 4 hours over this. They eventually take off. She's on the flight. They land in Tampa. She's pissed the whole time over this, having to switch these seats. So when she gets off at Tampa, she pops the lady with the intercom.
I'm about to bring you another almost mile high on. They stole what?
They stole what?
What'd you steal?
What did they steal?
Well, listen to this. It's not only what this dude stole, but it's why he stole it, which is so almost mile high related. So a man stole a backhoe for a 10-mile drive to an Illinois airport to catch a flight. Southern Illinois man has been charged. Why are you laughing, Mike, at my pronunciation? You know how
no, I'm laughing about the backhoe.
A Southern Illinois man has been charged with theft for allegedly stealing a backhoe to drive about 10 miles to an airport to catch a flight. Maybe Frontier Airlines, we don't know. Security camera footage shows a Carbondale man arriving at Veterans Airport atop a backhoe and leaving it in the airport parking lot Thursday. Footage should be dumb criminals. Footage captured the man walking across the street from the lot to the airport lobby carrying a guitar case, the sheriff's office said. The owner of the backhoe arrived at the airport a short time later and identified the equipment as belonging to his company. The owner said the machine, typically used to move large debris, has been parked at a job site.
How about that?
Can you believe that?
I can't believe
they
that.
They
stole what?
Crazy.
Freaking backhoes.
How fast can a backhoe go?
Probably about 10 miles.
Yeah, about 10 miles an hour.
Probably took about an hour to get there.
Quicker than you could walk.
Yeah.
And did he technically steal? I mean, he barred it. So
but if you don't bring it back,
25 miles per hour, a backhoe can go.
Then he got there in 15 minutes.
He probably, it's a pretty rural area. He probably was doing almost the speed limit on that backhoe.
Maybe so. But I'm glad he brought his guitar.
Yeah.
Speaking of guitars, or almost guitars. There's the banjo. I'm going to tell you about a guy who thought he was really smart, but he was actually really dumb.
His name's Mike Agovino.
Here it comes. Here it comes.
Somebody else besides me
who
fits that description.
Oh, this is a Jeopardy question. Who is somebody besides Mike?
Do you remember when, during the pandemic, when the government was giving all that PPP money to companies?
The shit I never got, yeah.
Right.
Or me.
Yeah.
Well, if you were a company and your business was down, but you were maintaining employees anyway and not letting people go, you could qualify for the PPP. And in a lot of cases, companies whose business remained strong through the pandemic because of the unique nature of their business still qualified for the PPP and got it. But people found loopholes and ways to trick these things. But this particular guy in Seattle should have considered that at some point the government would do a little bit of checking up on things and
come back around.
And he had a pretty elaborate scheme. This guy, he took over $1 million in jobless benefits and small business loans during the pandemic. He ended up getting sentenced to more than 8 years worth of prison for his trouble.
Oof.
His name, Brian Sparks, 42 years old.
He was making over $100,000 a year.
He was
at prison time.
I think they took the money back though, so I don't think it's.
I'm pretty sure he spent it on strippers and shit before. Then.
So this went on from March of 2020 until January of 2021, when Sparks used stolen personal information from more than 100 state of Washington residents. So he was stealing identities, and applied for economic injury disaster loans from the Small Business Administration and unemployment benefits from the Washington State Employment Security Department. The trick to all of this was he had to create fraudulent bank accounts and then receive benefits through unemployment benefit debit cards that would be mailed to the addresses of those people. And so he would have to go to their addresses and go through their mail to get the payments. Yes, this was he earned
that $1 million.
Elaborate and flawed scheme. And of course, more than one of those people figured out what was going on and alerted the authorities. And he did get $522,000 from the Small Business Administration and $520,000 from the Employment Security Department. So he had $1,044,000 in his pocket until
and now he gets to stay as a guest of the government.
Now he's a
for
guest
8 years,
of
three hots and a cot,
and we get to pay him some more,
which is what makes him dumb, and why we will
three
play
hots and a cot,
banjos in his honor.
Maybe we'll get to watch something on the cock.
All right.
Wow. Happy Memorial Day.
Is that all we
Happy
got?
Memorial Day.
Yeah.
We're an hour and 5 minutes in.
We don't have a Memorial Day crime?
No. That's Mike's fault. Mike's in charge
I'm gonna go
crime if you don't.
I'm gonna go commit one on the way home, and then we'll report on it.
Well, then you could do that.
You
know what I like to do on Memorial Day? I really, besides barbecue and shit, I really, really, really like to sit around and watch all the old war movies that I've seen 14,000 times.
I was going to say drink beer.
I do that too.
Parade? No parade? Parade? No?
All right. Well, for Memorial Day, and our last little question, and we'll go around the room here. What you have to say what your favorite war movie is, and I'll go first. Band of Brothers, no doubt. Mike.
Wasn't that a series, not a movie?
Yeah, it was a really long movie.
Okay.
Yes. And there's the Pacific and the other one.
I love Saving Private Ryan.
I love it too, but I'm going to tell you something. I love them all. I know them all by heart, but I'm going to blow y'all's mind with this one. The Longest Day.
Ooh.
Black and white.
Ooh.
You ever seen that?
I've heard. I don't think I have.
It's got John Wayne, everybody in it. It's about the invasion of Normandy.
Yeah.
And
that is a great
day. But
movie.
I mean, the original Midway,
Platoon,
Full Metal Jacket, whatever. I got a million.
Yeah, Glory was hard to beat. God, that was a great movie.
Yeah. Deer Hunter.
Denzel Washington. Deer Hunter was great. There's a lot of them. Yeah. Rambo. Just kidding. Maybe the first Rambo. First Blood was okay.
By the way, Stallone has a reality series out.
Do you know he made a porno?
What's
what?
That?
He made a porno.
Okay, but
did he really?
Yeah, and he said he has a small dick.
He has a reality series.
No Anaconda for him.
No, he's jealous.
And he has 3 daughters in their 20s. That the funniest part of they're all beautiful, and none of them can get a date because every guy is scared shitless to go to the house and face Stallone.
What is this on the cock?
I think it is on the cock, actually.
It's like a Real Housewives thing.
Is it on the cock?
All right.
No. You know what? It's on Paramount Plus.
Oh, I got
not the cock.
I have that.
All right, I got to get these guys their medicine.
Yes.
Until next time, I'm Jim Chapman.
And I'm Woody Overton.
And I'm Mike Agovino.
For real life, real crime daily. Peace.
Business.